Welcome to the AF1 Season Pass. We're very excited to showcase some of the cool people who are part of the AF1. And this is a guy I had the pleasure of meeting at the league meetings. This is Jake Lambert, one of the owners of the Minnesota Monsters. And Jake, I did a little research on you, a little digging. How do you
I'm the only owner of the
You're the
Minnesota Monsters.
only. Why are you doing this by yourself? What are you crazy?
Well, gosh, maybe a little psychosis in there. Well, my wife and I, but so basically I work for my wife, as you know. But yeah, so sole owner, and yeah, it's been fun. But yes, I am the sole owner of the beautiful Minnesota Monsters.
And you guys, I guess that's why I thought it was multiple owners, because you guys have come in, you've made a statement right from the rip, but your day job is building and selling houses. How do you go from, helping people get their dream homes to buying an arena football team?
That's a good question. So yeah, we have our main company. My wife and I. It's J&B Manufactured Homes. We sell manufactured and modular homes. Also have a toter truck that pulls the homes from the factory. We also pull for other manufactured home dealers as well. So we do that, and that keeps us pretty busy. What kind of got me into arena football was I'm a huge Minnesota Gophers football fan, and obviously a huge PJ Fleck fan. And so for me, I go to every home game for the Minnesota Gophers. And football's always been my thing, even though I was a baseball player. I've always liked football more. And then I became a field sponsor from a team that was in Duluth, formerly of a different league, and just started to like the idea of arena. I grew up watching the good old days of, Kurt Warner and arena football. So I've always been a college football guy and AFL, originally the AFL. I always liked arena football. And so those are my two biggest passions. And I always joked and said I wanted to own a football team. So I always thought it was just far-fetched. And I've always been, the joke with me is I've always been a dreamer. So a lot of people have always, a little bit jokingly, but kind of poked fun, because I always just have, I'm a dreamer. Like, I just think I can do whatever I'm supposed to do. And that's why I really like PJ Fleck, is everything's possible if you do it right. And so my wife, she obviously lets me do it too, Jeff, like, because you get in a lot of, this is a financial thing you take on the first few years. And so it's a big deal. And we have a newborn kid too. So it's a lot, but it's a blessing too. So that's kind of how I got into it, Jeff.
All right. So you've got the business success, you got the dream, you got the drive. Why the AF1? What made that the right home for the Monsters?
Jerry Kurz and Mike Korda. When I was interested in other leagues too, I'm not going to say the leagues' names just because you know how the world is now, but there's other leagues, right? So there's a couple other leagues I was very intrigued in, and I was fielding those calls and taking different avenues and kind of seeing and feeling it out. But I had great talks with Jerry and Mike. And one thing I took from those two guys was a simple fact of this is literally a small business. So AF1 is broke up into each team as their own small business. Other leagues are owned by kind of, I would say, like a shell company or by billionaires. So you don't really know who's doing the day to day. We have our ownership calls at the AF1, which, that was very important to me. Every week we have an ownership call, and we are small business owners, and the AF1 wants it to be operated as so. So they want you to be able to make money, not to use as a tax write-off and lose money every year. And so no matter what, there's a business aspect to anything, no matter what it is. And so AF1 is no different. And so I see this as a possibility to where the AF1 is going to allow me to make good money, which is a financial thing too. And then instead of doing my day-to-day job, this now becomes my 100% day-to-day job.
If the season ends today, you guys are in the playoffs. What are the hopes and dreams for the future of the Monsters?
I was shooting for 8-4, looking at our gauntlet of a schedule. I'm like, holy man, this is going to be something. And now the reality's setting in, and we're making some moves, and the players are really settling in. I think, we have a chance to, after this weekend, if we do what we're supposed to, we could get to that 2 seed, and, 1 and 2 seeds get that home field. And that's very important. So I think, I wouldn't say we're all kicking our coverage, but we are really doing better than I expected. I know my players don't want to hear that, but that's just a fact of the matter. And I'm very thankful for what they're doing and the coaches are doing.
Jake Lambert, the owner of the Minnesota Monsters. Make sure you go to theaf1.com, because remember, in the AF1, the ball never dies.
Yes, sir.